gonna go ahead and get right into this look. I've already primed my lids with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer and tan, and I have set it with my Laura Mercier setting powder in the color Translucent. I am now blending my MAC Brown Script as a transition color on my eyelids from my crease, a little bit above it, a little bit below it, just to make sure all the other colors that I add are going to be seamless and not blotchy. I'm going into my Morphe palette using the first orange shade to the right, and I am adding that on top of that transition color, targeting my crease area and a little bit above it, but not to overshadow my original transition color that I applied. I am going to go back in and use the fourth shade down on the same row, and I'm going to add that on top of it because now I want to build some kind of definition, and we're going to try to get deep with this eyelid, y'all. So, I'm joking. So once I do that and I got there all where I want, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next eyelid, and I'm going to repeat that same step that I just did with the other eye. So once that's over, I'm going to go ahead and hop into this Dose of Colors Ice Cream palette. This thing blends like butter. It is beautiful. It's a must-have. It just feels so awesome. But I'm applying the Blueberry Swirl color to my eyelid, focusing on the outer V, going no further in than the middle of my crease. I'm going to go ahead and add that to both of my eyes, and then I am going to pick up my 23 Perfect Matte Color Palette by Nicka K, New York. I'll be using the second blue in the second row from the right and the last blue on the same row. With these two colors, I'm going to go ahead and start defining that outer V of my eye. Now I'm going to start adding super definition because the next colors are going to be my darker ones, and I want to make sure that that quarter pops really well. So I am just blending these all together and making sure it's not blotchy and choppy because that just ain't right. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so now we're going to get up in that V. Pop it on in there. Next thing you're going to see is going to be my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk that I'm adding to my eyelid for a base. I pretty much just took it out the pencil, y'all, and put it in the pot. I just felt like the texture for the one they already have in a pot wasn't as much color payoff as the one that was in the pencil. So once I applied that and I have it everywhere that I want to add my lid color to, I'm going to go ahead into my Urban Decay Electric Palette, and I'm adding the color Chaos. This color had a lot of fallout. It really did. It was a little blotchy, so I did have to spray my brush once or twice, but I worked it out. Came out perfect. Next one I'm going to go ahead and add is going to be the shade Gonzo in that same palette. So this is like a little lighter blue from the other one, so I wanted it to be like a little gradient tone where it goes from light to dark and it meets in the middle. Perfect blend. I'm just blending that out with this no-name concealer brush that I got from the beauty supply store, but this brush is wonderful, and I'm definitely going to go back and stock up on them. I got some uses for these things. So once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up that same color from that palette, the electric palette. And I'm going to pack that color Gonzo in my crease, blending it out so that it's not choppy, but just to cover all of my eyelid. And I'm going to go back over that and reapply the MAC Brown Script to get rid of any harsh lines that left behind. So what I'm doing now is I'm simply just blending that out to make sure all the colors transition the way that I wanted them to. And I have the desired color payoff because we are all about desire on this video. Okay. Hold the fire. So I'm going to grab this Tarte Clay Pot Liner in the color Mint. And before I put my wing on, I'm going to go ahead and line with my matte concealer. I believe it's NW40. Just to line it where I don't have to put no tape or, you know, all like dust and powder and stuff. Now, the one thing about this, I love the color payoff. However, I did have to go over it once or twice, more than I originally did, just to get the, I guess, the highest color payoff to it. So it's good. It's very soft, so it's easy to work with. It doesn't dry too fast, but I did have to layer up, so just keep that in mind if you plan on purchasing this and using it. I am now going to go ahead and grab my foundation. I forgot what it was called. So I already primed before I put my foundation on, and I used my, what is that? My Photo Finish Primer. I believe that is by Smashbox. And I used my MAC Prep and Prime in Natural Radiance for the Radiant Pink color. So I am now just going ahead and spread that foundation all over my face with my MAC foundation brush. And by the way, I am in the shade 11.0 in that All Nighter foundation. I'm going to just go over that with my beauty blender that I sprayed with some Skindinavia primer, just to make sure that, you know, it goes on, it's not too dry because it was sitting out a while. And this is going to give me that nice airbrushed finish. So I am just blending this in all over my face where there is skin and nothing else, like eyeshadow and stuff. That was stupid. So I'm not gonna get my whole forehead. I cheated because I have a bang, and I don't think it's necessary for me to get my hair all dirty with no foundation. So I am just blending that down my neck, on my ears, and I am gonna go into my Ruby Kisses 3D Cream Contour Palette in medium dark. I'm gonna grab the darkest shade for my nose contour, and I am applying that with my Morphe M164 brush and my MAC Oval 6 brush that you will see soon. But this Morphe brush is awesome. It is straight and it has a nice little angle to it, but it's no way you can screw up any kind of contour, any kind of line that you want defined with this brush. Pretty much does all the work for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour the sides of my nostrils and get the bottom so I can get that butt nose. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this under my cheekbone. They are very prominent and defined, but I still want a little bit more, not a lot of bit, just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, and then once I apply it with that brush, now you see the MAC Oval 6 brush that I was talking about. This brush is great too. You don't waste a lot of product. It definitely, just anything extra that you shouldn't have, it's going to take it away, but it's going to give you that smooth airbrush finish, and the brush just feels really good. I love it. I'm going to go in now with my LA Girl Concealer in Fawn, and I am going to put that under my eyes, you know, with my little tribal Illuminati marks, because I'm ready for war, y'all. We got to be ready. It's 2017. But I'm putting this on my Cupid's bow, under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and a little teensy weensy bit on my chin. I'm going to spray that down with some of this Evian. You know, I want to sound bougie. Put it on my blender, and I'm going to look up because that is the best way to avoid any creasing or any of the concealer or makeup, you know, as a whole, settling into any fine lines or creases that you may have that you don't want, but you curse with. And if you ain't got them, you're going to get them. So, I'm just saying. It's coming. I'm gonna add on top of that though my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Tan Sand. This concealer is God. Like, it's the God of concealers. This thing will conceal anything you want it to. It does not cake. You don't even have to set it if you don't want to. And it just gave me that nice pop. I didn't want like my whole face bright, but I did want a little bit more attention to certain areas, and that's where I applied it to. A little goes a long ways because it's a huge wand, so don't be heavy with it. But I had enough on there to add under my eyes for that extra pop of highlight, on my chin, Cupid's bow, tip of my nose, and also my forehead. I don't put a heavy highlight there, just because it's cold outside. It's not summer, so I'm just not up for the real fake glow. Well, not all the time. You know, I be wanting to be popping, but not all the time. So I'm just go ahead and blend everything now that I applied. Foundation, concealer, contour. Blend it all together so it looks one clean, you know, finish. Everything just blends evenly, no sharp lines. It's beautiful. It looks like a natural skin look. And I'm going to use my Laura Mercier setting powder, little concoction I put together. Of course, it's not just Laura Mercier setting powder, but I added a couple things to it. If you guys want to know, just ask below, and I will definitely do a video and let you know what I used with it. But it is the perfect tone. It melts perfectly. I just simply press it in with my blender, and that's all I gotta do. I mean, after I spray my setting spray, but that's about it. So I'm adding a little bit of that powder under my contour to clean it up. I did it on the sides of my nose, anywhere that I put my concealer to highlight. So once I do that, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and grab my contour, because I did lose a little bit of it, but I am going to set where I added the cream contour, and I'm going to add this powder. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. I believe it is in medium. So I'm going to add that contour under my lip to make it a little bit bigger, like they ain't big enough. And I also add those shades to the sides of my nose to define that contour that I added, and to get it real show up. Get all the bitty, get real show up. And I'm using this brush from Sephora to just blend all of my powders together so it's not chunky and patchy and I didn't pull it off. Fingers tend to snatch it away and I don't use my fingers. I'm going to go in now with this next, what is this? I believe this is Black Radiance Finishing Powder in Milk. Milk chocolate finish. So I'm putting that all over again to blend all my powders together where it has a seamless finish. And now I am going to use my Black Radiance Baked Blush in the color Warm Berry. Putting that on my cheeks, just a little bit of rosiness. I lost my contour. This contour brush is like, y'all, it's real technique. You better get it. Like, it's got a little dip in the middle for your nose. You can't mess up your cheekbones. Like, it's, you see that? This brush is the Yep, I said it. You saw me. So I'm going to add my highlight, and I'm using MAC's highlight. There are two of them. It's called Silver Dusk and Golden Bronze. And I'm putting that on the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, my bridge, and my tear duct areas in the corners of my eyes. And also, I'm sorry, I used the fan brush to put it on my cheekbones. So I'm popping. That's enough highlight. You know, it is like January, so I'm going to pop too much. But trust and believe, springtime, I'm coming for y'all. Like, get your shades. Get your shades. Okay. So I'm going to line my waterline with this ColourPop Black Gel Liner. It is very smooth. Put that on my waterline, and I'm going to top it off with Makeup Geek's two eyeshadows. One is Aphrodite and one is Mars. Use my pencil brush to blend that in, and I'm going to use that blue shade from the Urban Decay Electric palette. And I'm going to just blend all those out together using my Benefit Roller Lash and my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, because, you know, can't just have one. And coat my lashes really nice. Once I do that, I'm going to line my lips with this good old, I'm joking, MAC's Bittersweet Lip Pencil. And I'm going to put on this Ruby Kisses matte lipstick and Blue Lagoon. Thanks for joining me. You guys have fun, and I'll see you next video. Oh.